The orbital station was broken and quiet, drifting above a dull red world. Lights flickered along cracked walls. The air smelled of burned metal and old smoke. Bodies, both human and alien, floated slowly where gravity failed. In the center chamber, Han Seojin stood on his knees, his hands bound behind his back. With a humming restraint band dot in front of him stood Yun, a dot she was taller than him. Her armor sharp and clean despite the battle. Her skin carried a faint blue tone, and her eyes reflected light like polished glass. In her hands was a ceremonial energy blade, its edge glowing pale white. It was meant for executions, not for real combat. She raised the blade and aimed it at his throat. "Any last words?" she asked. Her voice was calm. Almost bored, Dadase Jin looked at the blade, then at her hands. He did not beg. He did not glare. Instead, he smiled. "Yeah," he said softly. "You're holding it incorrectly." The room went silent. Yuna's eyes narrowed. Insults from a defeated enemy were common, but this was different. He did not sound afraid. He sounded certain. She tightened her grip. "You think mockery will save you?" Seojin shook his head slowly. "No, I think habits will kill you." Before she could respond, Seojin leaned forward, not to attack, but to demonstrate. Even with his hands bound, he shifted his shoulders and neck. "That blade," he continued, "has a balance point 2 fingers above the hilt. You're gripping it like a spear. It twists when you strike." Yuna felt a sudden flash of doubt. She had trained with the blade since childhood. Her people had used it for centuries. "You lie," she said. "Test it," Seojin replied, against her better judgment. Yuna adjusted her grip slightly and made a short practice swing. The blade wobbled. Her eyes widened just a little. Seojin moved. He threw his weight sideways, slamming his shoulder into her knee. At the same time, he twisted his wrists hard against the restraint band. The band was designed to hold still prisoners, not ones who understood pressure points. It cracked and went dark. Yuna stumbled. The blade dipped. Seojin surged forward, grabbed her wrist, and turned it sharply. Pain shot through her arm. The blade slipped from her hand and clattered across the floor, spinning until it powered down. The guards reacted too late. Seojin kicked backward, striking the nearest alien in the chest. He rolled, grabbed the fallen blade, and ignited it again, this time holding it correctly. He did not kill. He disabled. A cut to a joint. A burn across a sensor node. A sharp strike to knock one guard unconscious. His movements were fast, practiced, and efficient. Yuna backed away. Stunned. Humans were not supposed to fight like this. Within seconds, alarms blared. Heavy footsteps echoed through the corridors. Seojin tossed the blade aside and raised his hands. "I told you," he said calmly. "Tools matter. How you use them matters more." Before Yuna could answer, the ceiling exploded. Human breaching charges tore through metal. Smoke filled the chamber. Figures dropped down on cables, weapons raised. "Kang Isil, Human Expeditionary Force," a woman's voice called out. "Seojin, you alive?" "Mostly," Seojin replied. Isil landed smoothly, her armor scarred but functional. Her eyes scanned the room, noting the disarmed guards and Yuna standing frozen in shock. "Well," Isil said, "looks like you made friends." Another human dropped beside her, carrying a compact tool pack. "Power grid's failing," said Ru Doyun. "We've got 5 minutes before this place tears itself apart." They moved fast. Humans always did. Yuna expected a blade at her throat. Instead, she felt cold metal cuffs snap around her wrists. Not tight, not cruel, just secure. "You're coming with us," Isil said. "Stay calm and you live." Yuna stared at Seojin as they pulled her along. Why spare me? She demanded. Dco Jin glanced back. Because dead enemies don't teach you anything. As they moved through the station, explosions followed behind them. Human teams fought their way out using strange tactics, short bursts, sudden retreats, traps made from alien devices turned backward. Yuna watched in disbelief that her people fought by tradition. Humans fought by adjustment. They reached a hangar where a human shuttle waited. The moment they boarded, the station shuddered violently. Through a cracked viewport, Yuna watched the orbital station break apart. Torn by internal failures humans had triggered during their escape, Seojin sat across from her. Breathing slowly, blood seeping from a cut on his brow. You planned this, Yuna said quietly. He nodded. From the moment you captured me. That makes no sense. You were alone. Seojin smiled faintly. Humans are never really alone. We leave problems behind that solve themselves. The shuttle docked with a larger human ship. The interior was plain, functional, nothing ornate. No symbols of honor or ritual. Yuna was taken to a holding room. Clean, bright, no paying devices. No guard shouting "Dot" as the door closed. She finally understood the mistake her people had made. They had judged humans by appearance, soft skin, no claws, no natural armor. But humans did not rely on what they were born with. They relied on what they learned, and they learned very fast. Far across the galaxy. Reports would soon spread. The humans were not weak. They were unfinished, and that terrified the stars. The human ship moved quietly through deep space. Its engines did not glow bright or make loud sounds. Everything about it felt controlled and careful. Yuna sat alone in the holding room, her hands free now, her armor removed. She expected chains. She expected pain. None came. A wall screen turned on. Han Seojin appeared on the other side of the glass wall, standing with Kang Eziel. He looked tired but steady. You will not be harmed, Eziel said, as long as you cooperate. Yuna folded her hands. You captured me. Why keep me alive? Seojin answered instead. Because you are a commander. And because you can think. Yuna watched his face. Humans were strange. Their expressions were easy to read, yet hard to understand. You think this war can be solved with words? She asked. No, Seojin said. But it can be understood. They entered the room. No guards followed. Eziel placed a small device on the table. It projected moving images. Ships, fleets, battle lines. You are not our main enemy, Eziel said. You were the first test. Yuna's eyes narrowed. Test? Seojin tapped the projection. Your alliance watches new species closely. You fight them. Measure them. Decide if they are useful or dangerous. Yuna stayed silent. We knew this, Seojin continued. So we let you win early battles. We let you capture people like me. Yuna felt a cold weight settle in her chest. You used your own people as bait, she said. Seojin nodded once. Volunteers. The projection changed. Images of alien weapons appeared. Then human hands took them apart. Rebuilt them. Changed them. You copy our technology, Yuna said. No, Seojin replied. We improve it. He brought out the ceremonial blade. The same one she had held. It was beautiful, he said. But inefficient. He activated it. The blade adjusted shape, length, and energy flow. We tested it 300 ways in 2 days, Seojin said. It failed 200 times. Then it stopped failing. Yuna stared. Her people took generations to change tradition. You destroy meaning, she said. We remove limits, Eziel replied. An alarm sounded softly. Ru Doyan's voice came through the room. Multiple fleets incoming. Coalition signatures. Yuna stiffened. They came faster than expected. Seojin looked calm. They always do. The ship shook as it entered battle space. Through the viewport, massive alien fleets appeared. Bright, orderly, perfect formations. Human. Ships were fewer, smaller. Yuna almost felt pity. Then the humans moved. They did not charge. They retreated. They left behind a forward base. Drifting and powerless. The humans are fleeing. Came alien signals across open channels. The coalition advanced. When the enemy ships docked with the base, everything changed. Systems failed. Weapons overheated. Shields collapsed. Human tech inside the base rewrote enemy commands. It learned their responses as the battle happened. Human ships returned. This time, they fought differently. Every second, their tactics changed. No pattern stayed long enough to study. Missiles curved in unexpected ways. Weapons used enemy energy against them. Yuna watched the battle from the command deck. This is impossible, she whispered. Seojin stood beside her. You assume war is fixed. Humans don't. Within minutes, the coalition fleet broke apart. Some ships fled. Others surrendered. Silence returned to space. Later, Yuna stood before a recording device. Her message would go to her people. We were wrong, she said slowly. Humans are not weak. They are not strong. They are adaptive. She paused. They do not honor tradition above survival. They do not fear failure. They use it. The recording ended. Before she was escorted away, Seojin approached her one last time. He held out the blade. Show me, she said quietly. He placed it in her hands, adjusted her grip, changed her stance, not as a victory. As a lesson. As Yuna walked away, she understood. Humanity did not conquer the stars. They learned them, and the stars would never forget.